Meanwhile, the President and the Prime Minister of Finland have issued a joint call for their country to join NATO. It follows the visit of Britain's Prime Minister there yesterday. Finland, which shares a long border with Russia, says it wants to apply for membership within days. But the Kremlin warned it would see that as a threat. From Moscow, here's our political correspondent, Carl Dinnan.
The long and of late peaceful border between Russia and Finland is set to become something much more sensitive. A new frontier between Russia and NATO. Russia's actions in Ukraine have changed calculations in Helsinki, says the Speaker of the Finnish Parliament.
Russia first said that they will not attack, and after 2 days they attack. They start a war without any warning. It tells that we cannot trust anymore in a way which we have maybe done beforehand, and that's why we had to think also our position again.
And public opinion has flipped rapidly in Finland from staying neutral to joining the Western alliance.
I think it's a very good decision because it's so important to be part of the NATO.
I'm pro-NATO. It brings us safety.
We need to consider about it really seriously, but I think that now is the best time to join NATO, if it's our opinion.
Russia currently shares land borders with 5 NATO allies, but the accession of Finland would increase Russia's direct frontier with NATO by over 800 miles, more than doubling it. So far, the response here has been one of carefully calibrated threat. The Kremlin saying it will all depend on how close NATO infrastructure is placed to Russia's borders. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs saying there would have to be some kind of retaliation of a technical military nature to protect Russia's security. But for a president who this week repeated the claim that his so-called special operation in Ukraine was intended to curb NATO expansion, this doubling of his country's border with the alliance as a result is not a conspicuous sign of success. Carl Dinnan, ITV News, Moscow.